Alright guys, how's it going? It's Daniel from Guiltless Foods, and today we are multitasking and I'm coming at you with a second recipe whilst I'm making the first, which is in the background there, which is my vegetarian quinoa chili. Link to that just around there. Now, the second recipe I'm going to be doing is a Thai chicken green curry. Now, yes, I like my curries, but I've always said curries pack the most amount of flavour in the smallest amount of space, and they provide also the most amount of variety, so that's why I'm bringing you another curry, just to show you the variety. So to run over the ingredients with you, we need coriander or cilantro, fresh coriander, fresh basil. You want skinless chicken breast, ground cumin, ground coriander, Thai fish sauce. Might be a bit of a strange one on some people, but it is required for this. Obviously, if you are vegetarian, you don't need to use the fish sauce, and you can throw in a load of nice kind of chunky green vegetables, your broccoli, your green beans, things like that. Water chestnuts are really nice in this. You want, excuse me, I'm looking over at my recipe over here. You want coconut milk, light coconut milk, and some kaffir lime leaves. Now these come dried, or you might be able to buy them fresh in Asian supermarkets. And the last thing you're going to need is some long grain rice. I'm using microwavable long grain rice just to pack it. Now this recipe, with the amounts that I'm going to show you, serve two. So we'll go through the amounts and what I've done with the ingredients. Firstly, your coconut milk will come just in a tin like this. You're going to use half a tin for two. Now if you wanted to make 4 portions and save some for the freezer, which I should have done, then you use the full tin. And I bought some ready diced chicken breast because life's too short, and I've got 400 grams here, and I've got the rest of the ingredients in a blender. I've got 1 cup of coriander or cilantro, 1 cup of fresh basil leaves, 2 green chilies, which I forgot to mention in the ingredients, but no, they're there, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, your 2 tablespoons of Thai fish sauce, and I've got a little bit of water in there as well. Next thing I'm going to do is add some salt to this and blend it up. Right, there you go guys. As you can see, it's made quite a liquidy kind of paste, but that's fine, that's what you want. So nextly, I've got a pan heating up in the background there, and we're going to go over there with the chicken. Let's do it. Alright, so we're over at the stove. The pan is hot, and I'm just going to hit this with a light teaspoon of coconut oil, just to stick with the theme. Now we'll go in with the chicken, spread it around evenly so the colour nice and even, chicken browns nice and evenly. You want it to get a lovely brown colour on it. Don't skip out on that flavour just because you're on a diet. Don't be tempted to move it around, just leave it as it is, let it get that lovely colour on. That's what you want, guys. Colour is flavour. Now, once it's coloured on one side, flip it over. You're not only getting colour on the chicken, but you're getting colour on the bottom of the pan as well, which will kind of lift off when you put the coconut milk in, and give your curry even more flavour. See, the simplest of things can be the most flavoursome if you treat them right. Now, these are the kaffir lime leaves that I was talking about. Mine have come in dried, and you just need 2 of them. I'm going to put them in with the chicken so they can kind of start releasing their oil. You can already smell the kaffir lime leaves. Now, with light coconut milk, it will tend to curdle because it doesn't have the fat content. So a pro tip is just to put a teaspoon of corn flour in your coconut milk whilst it's cold and give it a mix around. Now, it's important for the coconut milk to be cold because otherwise the corn flour will be lumpy and you'll never get it out. Just give it a good mix up, putting it in a container. Make sure all the lumps are out. So the next thing, once your chicken's browned, is you're going to go in with your paste. This is just going to heat through lightly until you boil some of the water off. And you can see how nice and green it is now. You can see why it gives it the name Thai green curry. Now, what you don't want to do is boil all the water off because your herbs will start going brown. So once they've just kind of, as we chefs say, blanched the herbs, you're going to add your coconut milk. You're going to turn the temperature down to about a medium temperature. You're going to add your coconut milk with the corn flour, remember, and all you're going to do is mix it around. Switch to my whisk here. And mix it around in the sauce, and it's going to thicken up quite quickly, but you want to cook the corn flour for probably at least 8 minutes, just so that it doesn't taste like corn flour. It's just to get rid of the taste. And also what you want to do is you want to cook the chicken all the way through and thicken the sauce at the same time. We'll give that about 8 to 10 minutes, just to cook the chicken through, thicken the sauce, reduce it a little bit. So we're back at the curry now. It looks done to me. The sauce is lovely and thick. If you dip a spoon in it and then run your finger through the back of the spoon, if it doesn't drip, then you're in business. So it's ready to go, and this is just going to go into food containers in the fridge or in the freezer, ready for when I need it. So I'll show you what I do for that process, and then that'll be it. Right guys, so over here at the packing area, we've got our Thai green chicken curry here. We've also got our pack of microwavable rice. If you're going to reheat this stuff, you don't need to microwave it in the bag. It's pointless. It's already part cooked, and you're going to microwave it in this container anyway. So I'm just going to, for 2 servings, I've got one whole 250 gram bag. So I'm just going to roughly weigh them out into these 2 containers. Now, the one thing I always try and preach is never to religiously weigh something out. If you've got it all planned out, and I've got, say, for example, 250 grams of rice for 2 servings of a meal that I'm going to eat in the same week. So a lot of people say don't bother weighing out stuff if you're eating 2 of the same meal. Like if you're splitting one meal into 2 meals in the same day, don't worry about weighing it out. I say don't worry about it over an entire week, because weight loss or weight gain is calculated over the course of an entire week. So a 500 calorie deficit, for example, or a 500 calorie surplus a day will get you 3,500 calories over or under, and that's a pound lost or a pound gained over the whole week. Nobody ever says that you're going to lose a seventh of a pound a day, or you're going to gain a seventh of a pound a day, because that's practically impossible to measure, because that's so many factors based on your hydration, what you ate the previous day, the volume of your food, when you last ate, etc., etc. So I don't bother on a daily basis, I bother on a weekly basis. So it just makes things a lot easier personally. If you go out, if you've got your meals planned for the week and you buy exactly what you need for the week, you don't need to worry about how much curry sauce is in each individual container if you're going to eat it on 2 separate days. If you're going to eat the food over the course of the week, really doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to roughly separate this rice into 2. There. And again, I'm going to roughly separate the chicken into the 2. Now the chicken's quite easy to separate. And I tasted this sauce. It's a really, really, really nice. Really, really nice. But the one thing I will say is watch the salt content, because fish sauce is extremely salty. So in most cases, the fish sauce is all you need seasoning wise. If you add salt to it like I did, I potentially made it a little bit too salty, but it is still really nice, really fresh. So it's a much different, it's just different to what I've normally been having, so I guess I'm more enthusiastic about it than anyone else would be. But yeah, it's really good. And another important tip is just add variety to your diet. The other day I found myself craving things that I would never think of craving. Silly things like the crusts of a smoked salmon sandwich. Why would anyone crave those? Well, I believe that's because I've been eating the same food for the past 2 months. So it was time to change it up and have a little bit more variety, have something to be excited about eating, but also make it something that fits into your meal plan. So that's where I believe that Guiltless Foods is going to help you out, because I'm going to come up, or I can come up with all of these recipes for you. You don't really have to think about it. You just click on the video that you like the sound of, you make the recipe, there's your meal, it's there, it's all macroed out and everything like that. So, speaking of macros, per serving for this, including the rice, calorie wise is going to be 650 calories, 21 grams from fat. Bear in mind that's the natural fats from the coconut oil, and the again, coconut oil in the coconut milk. Carbohydrates 59 grams, which are going to be again from your rice mainly, and 52 grams of protein from your chicken. So all in all, a very, very balanced meal. And for the size, it's not as voluminous as other meals would be. However, it's rich, so you don't want too much of it. I've tried doing volume and richness before. It does not mix. Halfway through, you feel like you're going to vomit. It's not what you want. What you do want is a nice, light, quick and easy meal that satiates you, makes you feel full, makes you feel happy most of all, because you've eaten something exciting and it's fit your diet. So that's exactly what this is. And if you want to see more content like this, guys, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.